What's up, my comic comrades? Months ago, we broke down the first 2 issues of DC's Batman 89 6-issue miniseries, and the story is set within the continuity of Tim Burton's Batman films and picks up right after Batman Returns. So you know we had to cover the series and see how they were going to expand this universe in comic form. Well, you can find our video on the first 2 issues right here, and today we're going to highlight the last 4 issues of the series to see how it concludes. So let's jump in, shall we? Issue 3 picks up exactly where Issue 2 left off, with Harvey Dent running inside his good friend Jerome's auto body shop to save Tim Drake as the place has just been set on fire. But as we know from the last issue, Drake actually isn't there, Harvey just thinks he is. And while Harvey is in there, the stairs collapse with him falling and getting knocked out, as battery acid on the floor starts dripping closer to his face. However, at the beginning of Issue 3, we see that Harvey somehow found Drake, who was inside the auto shop, and is now carrying him to safety. After saving Drake from the fire, Harvey is declared a hero by all of Gotham and is even elected as the new governor. But we quickly see this is all a dream inside of Harvey's head as Bruce Wayne and Drake pull Dent out of the auto shop before the building explodes. However, as we know, the left side of his face got burnt by acid, and when he stands up, he reveals to everyone the disfigured side of his face. He's then rushed to the hospital. Later, we see Bruce Wayne is dreaming about Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, specifically making out with her, as he just learned in the last issue that she's still alive. He's also learned via the newspaper that he's declared a hero for saving Harvey Dent, but of course, he doesn't want any of the spotlight or attention on him for obvious reasons. As Bruce is getting dressed, Alfred makes a joke saying, "This is awkward, sir, but now that Miss Kyle has resurfaced, will she be wanting the cat back?" As it sits on Alfred's shoulder, because remember, at the end of Batman Returns, she left Bruce a cat, which he takes with him. After Bruce is dressed, he heads downtown, specifically the hospital, to inform Barbara Gordon, who is dating Harvey Dent, that he's willing to send Harvey to Switzerland, where he knows some of the best plastic surgeons in the world to help reconstruct Harvey's face. He tells her all she has to do is convince Harvey. We then see Harvey with the side of his face bandaged up in bed as the Two-Face persona starts talking to him, saying, "Wake up, you lazy bastard." This evil psyche of Harvey that's been unlocked tells the normal side of Harvey, "We heard a lecture once, remember, on quantum mechanics. Every time an event has 2 possible outcomes. The universe splits. Both things happen in separate branches of reality." He goes on to tell Harvey about different outcomes, saying, "In one world, a drunk driver ran a light and killed you instead of your mom. You never had a chance to grow up." He goes on to give Harvey several more examples, but in the end shows him a coin and says, "Think of the power in the choices you make. You can literally split the universe in 2 with something as simple as the toss of a coin." And that sets up the iconic coin flip for Two-Face. Anyway, Barbara then comes in to visit him and he asks for his coin and then uses a nail file to scratch out one side of it, saying, "This coin has no power. I'm fixing it. You need 2 possible outcomes. Yes, no, good, bad, black, white." He then flips it, looking at her saying, "She loves me. She loves me not." But she says while it's in the air, "You know I love you. It doesn't matter what the coin says." But he then holds it up saying, "She loves me." That turned out nicely. The universe works for me. Elsewhere, Batman has another run-in with Catwoman similar to the first one in Batman Returns, literally meeting on the same rooftop where Catwoman stabbed him in the ribs and he burned her with acid. They even make that exchange. It's a pretty cool callback. After some quick romantics, she reveals to Batman that she was involved in the $31 million heist from issue 1, with her basically saying money is squandered on the rich. They don't know what to do with it. She essentially sees herself as a Robin Hood, so to speak. Steal from the rich to distribute it to the poor or other things she thinks are more important. Then on the last page of the issue, we see Harvey flip his coin in the hospital bed while watching the news talk about how the suspected arsonists are roaming free. He then flips his coin saying to himself, "Soul of Gotham, the hell with it," as it lands on the death side, meaning Two-Face is coming out to play. The beginning of issue 4 opens up with the people of Burnside marching for Harvey. As they say to a reporter, Harvey believed in the system. He encouraged all of us to work within it. Fix it when it needs fixing. But the system failed Harvey Dent. It's past fixing. We gotta change it. From the ground up. That's what this march is about. But Bullock has different plans. He wants to use the GCPD to stop this march as he thinks it's just going to lead to chaos. Even though Commissioner Gordon tells him over the radio, your job is to provide safe passage for the crowd. There's to be no police engagement, but Bullock just pretends that the radio is breaking up and orders his men to engage with the crowd anyway. But as Harvey is about to engage the entire police force that's with him, they're splattered with paint. The crowd is even given spray paint cans by Drake, aka Robin. We see him on the rooftop saying, "That's what happens when you come in my house. Do you hear me? Stay out of my damn house." Back at the Batcave, we see Alfred has installed the giant penny in the Batcave, and Bruce says, "I have to tell you, the penny looks great. Thank you. If you want to know how we got the penny in this universe, watch our video on issues 1 and 2, right here. Back at the hospital, we see Harvey sneak out of his room, knock out an orderly, steal painkillers, and security keys to bust out of the hospital. But not before he looks at his reflection in the mirror, ripping off his bandages, giving us a moment similar to the Two-Face reveal and origin from Batman the Animated Series. After this, we learn that Bruce invited Drake to Wayne Manor for tea because he's suspicious of him. But the suspicion is mutual, as Drake tells Bruce in not so many words that he knows he's Batman. He even attempts to throw battery acid on Bruce's face, forcing Bruce to show Drake his skills. But of course, it was just water, as again, he was just trying to make a point to prove that Bruce really is Batman. In the middle of this, we learn that Selina Kyle is the GCPD's computer lady, aka IT, specifically working for Barbara Gordon. But of course, this is only a front, as Selina is using software to get intel she needs from their computer systems. Elsewhere, we see that Harvey, or Two-Face, has returned to his old apartment to get some things, but the GCPD are also there, so Dent knocks out one of the officers from behind to take some files that he needs and then gets away. He ultimately runs underground to a subway, finding an old train station in Burnside that was supposed to help the people of Burnside commute to better jobs and stores, but it was never finished due to funding. Because of this, he makes it his new lair or hideout. Back at Wayne Manor, Bruce shows Drake his Batcave and the Batmobile. He also reveals to him the Batcycle, which Bruce says needs a couple of tweaks, and that he hasn't taken her out yet, as Drake sits on it saying, "Okay, Mr. Wayne, I can't ask you to rat yourself out. You've got too much to lose. But this town's gonna boil over unless somebody keeps the lid on." Bruce replies, and Drake says, "I'm gonna need a helper." And with that, we're headed for issue 5, but first, you've got to see this new Black Adam Chibi coin by New Zealand Mint. You might remember that we brought you their awesome Action Comics 1 silver coin a few months back. The fan response to that coin was pretty nuts, so today we get to bring you NZ Mint's brand new Black Adam Chibi coin. This bad boy is a uniquely shaped and colored 1-ounce pure silver Chibi coin created to show Black Adam in his signature black and gold costume as seen in the movie. It also comes in a high quality themed box and acrylic case, fully ready to display as part of your collection. The Black Adam Chibi coin is a limited worldwide mintage of just 2,000 coins and was created in partnership with Warner Brothers Consumer Products, which ensures the highest quality and accuracy. This is definitely a one-of-a-kind piece for all Black Adam fans or collectors of DC memorabilia in general. You can order yours now at nzmint.com/variant, and if you use code VARIANT5, you'll also get 5% off your Black Adam Chibi coin. But that discount only applies to this item, and while you're on their website, make sure to take a look around. They have a ton of awesome geek-centric pieces worth checking out. Again, just visit nzmint.com/variant or click our link in the description, and don't forget to use our code to get 5% off the Black Adam Chibi coin. Okay, issue 5 of the Batman '89 series opens up with us seeing that Two-Face has kidnapped Mr. Karp, a low-level criminal who's part of the so-called Joker gang. Two-Face has incriminating evidence on him, and he says to him, "They have you dead to rights on the Lincoln job, enough to put you in jail for the next few centuries. They're only letting you walk around loose so you could lead them to the big boys." The Money Man. Karp replies, "I never knew the Money Man. Everything was done through cutouts. The whole job sank from day one." Two-Face says, "I want you to steal that money again. If you stole it once, you could steal it again. What was your cut?" Karp replies, "1 million even." Two-Face says, "A lot of money, but I'll match it. What do you say, double or nothing?" as he points a gun to Karp's face. Two-Face flips his coin, and lucky for Karp, it lands in his favor, so not only does he get to live, he gets paid double to steal the money again. Long story short, this phony Joker gang starts working for Two-Face, as he plans to steal the money from the Lincoln job once again, which is the $31 million Batman stopped from getting stolen back in issue 1. Skipping some stuff, we then see Batman and his unofficial sidekick at this point, Robin, in the Batmobile ditching police officers. Batman is even letting Robin drive, which is a little out of character and seems weird, but hey, it is what it is. While in the Batmobile, they get notified that something's wrong, as all units are called off the chase to return to the base immediately. So Batman asks Alfred what's going on, and he tells him 4 explosions, sir. 4 subway tunnels collapsed from causes undetermined. I should note that all 4 sites are roughly equidistant from police headquarters. We see that these explosions were caused by Two-Face and his men, who are looking to steal the $31 million back from Gotham's evidence locker. At this point, Batman and Robin split up, with Alfred sending the Batcycle out to Robin. I gotta say, I'm not sure I'm feeling this Batcycle design. It's definitely reminiscent of the Batman Animated Series one mixed with the '89 Batmobile, but it looks off to me. Anyway, we see Batman go on top of police headquarters near the Bat Signal to save Commissioner Gordon, all while Two-Face shoots Harvey Bullock. At this point, both Batman and Commissioner Gordon confront Two-Face, with him saying, well, a boy and his dog. I was half hoping you show up." Dent then throws a batarang at Batman that he stole from earlier issues. We see Batman trying to shoot Dent with a knockout dart, but he accidentally hit Gordon instead, knocking him out, at which point Two-Face says, "Bullock is dying. If you make any moves to follow us, Gordon dies. Either way, it's fine with me. It's your call. Want to toss a coin?" Long story short, Two-Face gets away with Gordon, and Batman brings Bullock to safety outside of GCPD headquarters, laying him on the ground, telling the police out there waiting for him, "Don't shoot, I surrender." But seconds later, Robin comes in on the Batcycle, taking out the police, telling Batman, "Get on." Back at the Batcave, we see Batman track down Gordon with the knockout dart. We also see right after this, the reason Two-Face wanted to steal the money wasn't necessarily for him, but so that he could redistribute it to people who needed it in Burnside to help them pay rent, bills, or whatever. So he thinks he was acting as a Robin Hood of sorts. Right after this, we see Two-Face meet up with Barbara in the park, but she's a cop and sees that he's going a little mad, so obviously she says, "You're under arrest," which he thought she would never do. But due to Catwoman interfering, jumping on Barbara's back, Two-Face is able to get away, because she doesn't want the money to go back to the police either. And once back at his hideout, Two-Face shoots Commissioner Gordon with him saying, "Barbara loves you. She'd forgive anything. Find an excuse for what you've done, but she'll never forgive you for this." At which point, Two-Face is like crap as Batman walks in confronting him. And this brings us to the 6th and final issue. In issue 6, we see a standoff between Batman and Two-Face, with Batman saying, "Harvey, it's over now. I want to help you." Two-Face replies, "You've helped me enough. Do you know what's in this briefcase? More power than I've ever dreamed of having, and I'm an ambitious man. None of this would have happened if you hadn't had broken up that heist. So thank you, Batman. I can't serve in heaven, but I can rule in hell." As he shoots at Batman to run away, but Batman blocks it with his cape. He then throws a batarang at him, causing Dent to trip. But Two-Face just detonates a bomb, with rubble falling on Batman, cracking his cowl wide open. Harvey then takes a picture of Batman with his face exposed, showing it's Bruce Wayne. Two-Face then runs away. Robin and Catwoman find Bruce and bring him back to the Batcave, putting him in the trunk nonetheless, because the Batmobile's only a two-seater. Sometime later, Bruce wakes up in his bed with Catwoman at his bedside. She tells him he's got 3 cracked ribs, a dislocated ankle, a few bad sprains, and that he'll be out of action for a while. But he just sits up and asks, "What's in the briefcase, Selina?" She answers, "Back to work already? Well, you remember that heist you broke up? 2 armored cars, 31 million from Lincoln Savings and Loan? That robbery was planned and executed by Lincoln Savings and Loan. They didn't care about the money. They had some paperwork that had to vanish in a hurry. For years now, they've been running federal aid companies through a string of mobbed up front companies, which leaves pennies for improving the city and millions in kickbacks for the politicians who greased the deal. Then you came along, and boom, suddenly the incriminating documents are sitting in the police evidence room. Just imagine the level of panic." Bruce says, "How high does this go?" She replies, "As long as Harvey has that briefcase, he owns 1 governor, 1 senator, 1 mayor, and 1 brand new police commissioner. Oh, and I left one out. Harvey saw your face in the tunnel. He owns Bruce Wayne." Meanwhile, we see Harvey back at City Hall, pretty much blackmailing everyone, and while Falcone gives him pushback, he shoots him in the head. After this, Two-Face goes to his friend Jerome's body shop. Two-Face asks Jerome, "How's it going? Long time no see. Remodels looking good? Hey, I was wondering if you got a little parcel I sent you." He replies, "I did. Where did you get half 1 million, Harvey?" Jerome tells Harvey that he knows it's stolen and that he figured he was spreading stolen money all over Burnside. "Most folks around here are so bad off they don't care where it comes from." Two-Face says, "That money was stolen from the people. I just stole it back. I'm a damn Robin Hood." But Jerome doesn't see it that way, as he's a stand-up guy and knows it's wrong either way. As Jerome goes to call the police, Harvey flips a coin and it doesn't land in his friend's favor, forcing Harvey to kill his lifelong friend. At this point, Drake walks in and sees this and knocks out Two-Face, but his goons are able to pin Drake down and Harvey gets away. Harvey, now knowing that Bruce Wayne is Batman, then makes his way to Wayne Manor and the Batcave, trying to blackmail Bruce. Ultimately, Bruce convinces Harvey to toss a coin. Meanwhile, Catwoman cuts the giant penny hanging in the Batcave to knock Two-Face off a cliff in the cave, causing him to fall to his death. Needless to say, Bruce is pissed at Selina for doing this, saying he had it rigged with a fake coin. But she says, "No, look, you gave him his own coin back." He says, "That's not possible," at which point she says, "Goodbye forever, Bruce. Miss Kyle wants her cat back. You can keep her collar," as we learn that there was a tracker on it, and that's how she's been able to find him everywhere. Towards the end, Bruce and Drake shake hands as Bruce lets Drake take the Batcycle. Drake then rides off joking that his hero name will be the Avenging Eagle, because he likes birds, saying, "It's not final, I'm still deciding. I'll keep you posted. So long, Bruce." We also see that Catwoman sent Barbara Gordon the pictures Two-Face took of Bruce unmasked, telling her that Bruce Wayne is Batman. The comic ends with Batman fantasizing about the life he could have had if his parents didn't die, having kids and being married to Selina. Alfred snaps him out of it, and he flips a coin staring at the bat signal as the comic ends. We're pretty big Batman 89 fans here on Planet Variant, so we had pretty high hopes for this continuation of the Keaton Batman story, or the Burtonverse. But overall, I would say that while there were some cool moments, this series didn't do it for me, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's been a long time since Batman Returns hit the big screen, and I just feel like if you're gonna bring it back to continue this iconic version of Batman, you gotta make sure you nail the story, because there's so much potential left for the timeline, and for me, it under-delivered on that. But that's just me. Maybe you loved it and think I'm nuts. Either way, let us know what you think down in the comments. And that's going to bring today's episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel out. But other than that, I'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.